Welcome to the Royal Road School of Carmelite Prayer. Today we are going to listen to a French Carmelite friar by the name of Jean-Emmanuel talk to us about the prayer of recollection. He is located in the southeast of France. Prayer of recollection. What's important is that recollecting oneself becomes a habit. As you practice recollecting yourself, you develop the capacity to do so, and the process becomes easier and easier. To recollect oneself means to turn the senses and the faculties of the soul inward and then give them something to do. I turn my attention gradually, progressively, to the presence within. It's a mental operation. It's under my control. So there are actually two aspects of the process of recollection. One is positive, and the other can seem to be negative because there's an effort involved. It's the effort of the will. So these two, the positive and the negative aspects, actually go together. One cannot exist without the other. So let's begin by looking at the positive aspect of turning within. So why exactly are we practicing this prayer? What is the point? What is the goal? Well, we are turning our attention to someone, a person, who is present within our hearts. It's not at all about an emptying out, not at all. We fix the eyes of our souls progressively on Him. We find company within, and we keep the Christ company. Here's Teresa of Avila talking to us about this process. Represent the Lord Himself as close to you. Remain with so good a friend as long as you can. If you grow accustomed to having Him present at your side, you will not be able, as they say, to get away from Him. This is taken from The Way of Perfection, chapter 26. So, at first glance, it seems easy. But once we have tried to recollect ourselves, we realize how much trouble we run into. But we still need to persevere. We need to seek to please Jesus by keeping Him company. To keep Jesus company is recollection. And the rest of the effort will be easier. The passage taken from The Way of Perfection, where Teresa is saying the exact same thing. I am not asking you to do anything more than to look at Him. Turn the eyes of your soul towards this Lord. Just for a moment, if you cannot do more. So now for the negative aspect. There is an effort to be fully in His presence and not distracted by outside activities. To succeed in this prayer, we have to withdraw from outside distractions. This requires an effort. At the same time, we have to learn to be attentive to internal realities It isn't easy. You have to want it. It is therefore important to put yourself in the right situation. In a situation where there's silence, where there's no distractions, and where you are alone, in solitude. This effort is an ascetical one. In other words, it's a personal effort. A spiritual training ground, if you would like another way to say it. A spiritual training ground. As we practice going within and becoming attentive to our internal reality, this effort becomes easier and easier, just like in sports. Jesus becomes a good friend. He shows up. He shows up for you. As we practice, we become more responsive to His grace. We reap what we sow. Amen. So this is the first part of the presentation. We will continue where Father will talk to us about what presence are we talking to, how to succeed in interior prayer, and how to proceed practically. So thank you for following along, and may God bless you and yours. Amen.